The National Leadership Academy in Aging for Deans and Directors involves 12 deans and directors selected competitively with the New York Academy of Medicine and the Social Work Leadership Institute that was funded by the John A. Hartford Foundation in support of this goal of building capacity among deans and directors. So Pat Boland with the New York Academy of Medicine is the project director for this historic investment, and the return on investment, I think, will be quite powerful.
The Social Work Leadership Institute has been very helpful and key in some of the areas of moving my initiative forward. It also provided me with some social currency with my provost and central administration around the importance of the aging curriculum and the further development of that.
Well, the aging agenda is the moral and demographic imperative of the 21st century. The fact that we are needing aging-friendly communities for all of us warrants then changes in our schools of social work and in the preparation of the workforce for the 21st century.
What older people need is embedded in the heart of social work. It is the ability to put everything together on behalf of that person and that person's environment and to understand it that makes social workers unique. And so we have to move in that direction.
What we need are community-based wraparound services, systems of care that allow people to stay as healthy and independent as long as possible and to create healthy aging. That's perfect for social work.
Right now, expanding geriatric social work is both the right thing to do and the smart thing to do, because we've got this huge group of baby boomers that are coming along, and they're going to demand more services perhaps than the older generation, and we have very few qualified health professionals right now to serve that. And so it's really up to you. I think that if you take the leadership in your institutions of social work, that you're going to be perceived as leaders, because no one else is taking the leadership in most of your institutions. Yes, in medicine, in nursing, there are some leaders, but I think you can do that.
I've never really thought consciously about leadership. I think most of us that are in this program have just found ourselves in leadership positions. And so to really think more consciously and more strategically about it has been very helpful.
This group has met 4 times over the course of the last year, and each session has involved several key components, which include a special session on their leadership skills, where they've done self-assessments, they've had feedback from others, and they work on their leadership plans.
Every manager, everybody at every level of the organization has an opportunity to lead, wherever, in whatever space they're in, right? I mean, they can take a leadership role. So this is only not about the top people, it's really about sort of saying that part of your job as leader is to get, pull out that leadership capability in everybody in your organization.
They also work on marketing strategies, community development strategies, how to be better at raising funds, as well as impacting legislation at all levels.
And I didn't drill down deep into all of your websites. I went right on what were the first impressions, what did it say about your image, how easy was it to look at and navigate.
And some of the mechanisms for imparting this knowledge and creating this learning community involve bringing not just experts in aging in, but also more seasoned deans and directors of schools of social work who can share their stories.
I think you've got to position your school, your program, to take advantage of opportunities. And there are opportunities that pop out all of the time in terms of community development.
Another component of this program includes the use of deans and directors as mentors who will go and spend a day or more at the campus of each of the members of this inaugural cohort, and where they can get help on an array of initiatives.
The support from the Institute with regard to understanding how we needed to launch such an effort has been an incredible affirmative experience for my faculty at the University of Nebraska at Omaha. It's created the dialogue, the space that we need to continue on with the good work that we've begun.
Each dean and director identified at least one project in aging for their university, for their community,
As a result of my work with the Leadership Academy in Aging, I have facilitated the beginning of an institute on aging that's a collaboration across our community in the Binghamton community, Binghamton University, with representatives from faculty from social work, nursing, bioengineering, psychology, education, as well as with Upstate Medical. The response from our community has been amazing.
Laura Bronstein and I have met about a year ago, and we both were on the same page in wanting to develop interdisciplinary ties between social work and medicine in order to develop teaching across the disciplines as well as research across the disciplines and promote geriatric well-being. Social workers are much better trained at pulling out psychosocial concerns, and patients often are more comfortable revealing things in a conversation with a social worker than they might be to their doctor. And then those concerns can be brought to our attention, and we can do better management to be able to improve their life and give them the best quality possible.
You've got great resources, you've got great ideas.
Foundation representatives heard their projects and then gave feedback about how they could be marketed to future funders, how they could be more specific about the impacts, the return on investment, as well as how those investments will actually solve the problems of the aging and their families.
What really are you passionate about to change the life of older people in your community, and how is your institution going to do that?
So these tips and marketing tools were much greater than just how to pitch a proposal to a foundation, because they also involve learning how to talk about initiatives in aging, the problem, the solution, the return on investment.
Every social worker that I've spoke to recently who's young, who's just in the field, and has chosen to go into geriatrics was because they had some geriatric rotation or internship, and it just blew them away and decided that that's what they were going to do.
I think young adults have a difficult time looking at social work and sort of validating that in today's society in particular. And it isn't until you have that experience working with older elders that I think that really comes together. You know, there's so much value to be had in working with this population. You take away so much more from it than you put into it, really. It's so rewarding. The faculty and staff are just amazing. You know, it just makes it so much easier to know that you've got this strong group of people behind you willing to help in really any way you need the help.
Very few of us are gerontologists as deans and directors. And so this Leadership Academy is a dream come true. And what I've been able to witness is the growth of a learning community, the intensification of the cross-site mentoring where each member, not just bringing in mentor deans, but each member has been mentoring one another. So you see the collective efficacy of a group of individuals who are pioneers in their own right, empowering one another, and at the same time now becoming future leaders who will be the mentors for the next cohort.
The opportunity to network confidentially, share information with other deans, I think is a great encouragement for other deans and directors to participate in this experience. I don't know of any other experience like that.
We feel very much that we have a trusting group now, and we've been able to share a great deal about our struggles and receive support from each other on this, so we hope that that part continues.
I thank all of our colleagues that have come out this year to support us as a cohort of deans and directors, and we're going to see great and wonderful things hopefully come out of our institution in years to come.